Oh my god, I look hungover. Not bad for someone who never drinks. Proceeds to drink. So here we are. Expect a lot of... Today I'm at the end of that cold that prevented me from live streaming last weekend. I got my vaccine, and if you're against vaccines, feel free to fuck off. But I got my vaccine, and then for the first time in my 41 years of life, I've got a mild cold from receiving the vaccine. I'm all better now. It was an expected side effect, it's just it never happened to me. But now it did. It's okay, I'm fine. I am the child of a pharmacy tech, so I'm perfectly fine. Now I am. Just getting rid of all the leftover garbage from that cold. So welcome to the show. Basically, what happens if I made some art during the week, I talk about it a little bit, and then we go straight to live streaming the making of my bootleg cookie comic. This week, or should I say more like yesterday, I finally had enough breath and energy to try out these. These are bamboo dip pens. Basically a piece of bamboo that was sharpened on one end. And as you can see, they're stained. That was to be expected, considering you have to dip them in ink, and it's basically a piece of wood, so it's going to absorb the dye in the ink. Why did I get bamboo dip pens? Because... yeah, that's it. That's my excuse. Because just felt like it. Wanted to try it out. See what would happen. And thus, these happened. Had nothing better to do. I'm just gonna check which one is the medium. I do believe this one was the medium. Because they got some mild differences in thicknesses, but you really gotta look real close to decide which one would be the medium, which one would be the small. So this one would be my medium one. And I've used it on the liter plain B type of paper. I believe the size is A4. It's a comic paper, very smooth. Works really well with inks. It's made for inks and markers, especially its own ink, the Leader brand ink. I have number 1 and number 4. It's a little on the thick side. When it dries, less chance of feathering and absorbing in the paper, but what I use on here would be my Liquitex muted inks, specifically in purple and green. This is my purple bottle. I got the whole collection when they came out, and I was like, oh my god, I love these colors, and then I got them, and then it turns out I absolutely freaking love these colors. Though I think my gray is a little weird because it comes out almost as purple as the purple one, so I don't know what's going on with the muted gray. It's a very warm gray, I would say, since it comes out kind of pink-purple. And then you look online at the swatches, and it's like it's actually gray, so... But yeah, as you can see, I actually have not too bad of a control with the bamboo dip pens. Especially the medium and the small. We'll talk about the big one when we get there. I do have control of my lines. What I don't have really control is the ink output. As you can see, the first application, the first line is always very thick. The ink goes on the paper right away. Soon as you start with the second lines, they're almost ghostly with how little ink there is still left. It doesn't hold ink all that well. but it makes for an interesting, some interesting contrast when you know it's going to happen. This was my first time trying these out, and it's always better, usually when doing some line weights, that the darker line be under the character, or well at the opposite of where the light source is, and the thinner lines where the light source is, or else it's going to be a little bit everywhere, as you can see on Slink's cap. Then again, I'm not really good with line weight anyway. I need more practice. Second, already lost them? No, I did not. Second paper, that would be with the small one over here on Canson mi-teinte paper. Mi-teinte. Mi-teinte. Excusez-moi, pardon, mi-teinte. I think you guys can see a little bit of the white pencil that I used to make a quick sketch. The absorbency is a little better. So the lines are a little more even. And that's about it. Once again, I had a lot of control. This paper actually has a bit more tooth. Plus, I wanted to see what my Liquitex inks would look like on this type of paper, because I tried with some gouache and it didn't work all that well. Inks come out pretty good. Pretty sure pale inks wouldn't come out as nice, but these are all pretty dark, so that's lovely. Now, however, I really pushed it on the third one. That would be the large one. I don't know if you guys can see how thick the end of this thing is, but it's pretty... Ah, there we go, nice and clear. It's pretty thick compared to the other two. So I used it with my thicker Deleter 4 ink and my shit tier Studio Pro watercolor paper. Like, watercolor paper, it's heavily textured most of the time. Like, smooth watercolor paper exists, but what I'm saying is it's supposed to be more textured. And this one, the texture was like printed on instead of real texture, so it's really terrible. And this is what basically happened. I slipped and slid a couple more times than on the Deleter paper. And I did not know that you could do dry brush effects with a dip pen, but here we are. So I wouldn't recommend this on actual watercolor paper, since the output is not that juicy. Like, you make a line and then you go for the second line without dipping and already it's dryish. Because while it doesn't really have room to hold the ink like a metal nib, it does tend to absorb some of it, because it's porous, it's wood, it's normal. So yeah, that video that I watched before trying these out that said that it's hard to control, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, me too, Bamboo Pen, me too. Will I use them again? Maybe for some more gimmicky art. Like, I still prefer using my G-Pen and my Maru. Hi, Paul! I still prefer using my G-Pen and my Maru, but they're not as difficult to handle as videos would like to make you believe. If you're new at dip pen and stuff like that, would I recommend them? Maybe better quality than these ones. These ones were from AliExpress. Like, I kind of expected them to perform much poorer than what I ended up with. Like, you guys should see the inside. Like, bamboo is supposed to be hollow as far as I know, but this was drilled in and it's full of loose fiber in there instead of being an actual hole. So for all I know, this isn't even bamboo. This could be like compressed paper or something. I have no idea. I'm doing better now, Paul, because, well, as we all know, I could not live stream last weekend because I had the lesser plague. Also, this part on my bigger one The fact that it's all crooked, that actually makes me giggle a little bit. Like, my other two are fairly straight, and this one is like, I do what I want. Yeah, they're fun to play with. I wouldn't really do a professional piece with them. But like I said, that's my personal taste, because I also have some perfectly serviceable speedball nibs that I never use. And if I would use one, it would be the B6, because it gives me a result similar, if not basically the same, as my G-Pen and my Maru. Mostly my G-Pen. I love my G-Pen. Not that there's anything wrong with brush pens. I have a ton of brush pens. And my favorite is the Pilot brush pen, which I believe was replaced with the Pilot Shunpitsu. It kind of has this big, thick rubber nib. I'm looking to see if I have one near. Like, you guys have no idea how many pens I have. Are you? No, you're the. Well, that's pretty close. Yeah, that's one. That's one of them. It's like rubber. Would you focus? Thank you. It's like rubbery. Like, it squeaks when you use it a lot. But that's the thing, because it's rubbery and not felt, it doesn't, like, brush off. It doesn't start losing its fibers and poofing out like it's a little dandelion flower. Yeah, you get right in the front, you, because I like you. I don't use it too often because, like I said, I'm absolutely in love with my G-Pen and my my Maru. But as far as brush pens go, this one is like $5. I think the Shunpitsu is either 4 or 5, with a slightly longer barrel, but it's the exact same nib, so I would recommend it. Like, you got a lot of control. It keeps its point. It's a very good rubber nib. So, yeah, I'm considering dropping these. I'm gonna talk to Lee about them first, because they're experiments. I do want to drop them in the bargain bin on my Ko-fi shop. But Slink is also Lee's character, so I'm going to talk to him about that first. Keep an eye on my shop. Keep an eye on my social medias. If I drop them in the shop, of course, I'll make an announcement. I promise I'm done being sick. This is just getting rid of the crud. We are up to 63% funded on my pencil sharpener. Holy jeez. And speaking of Slink, and speaking of funding, the Barbarian Queen Charybdis Kickstarter closed this week. Fully funded with a little bit extra. So, thank you guys so much for participating and funding. Now all that's left is to actually draw the comic and the material promised. I cannot thank you guys enough for believing in Barbarian Queen Charybdis. I'm going to have so much fun soon as I stop spitting on my screen. I'm glad that you are feeling better. Thank you, Paul. Get on Slack later after the stream, Paul. There's something I want to talk to you about a little bit. But in the meantime, let's get to the screen and start working. There we go. Hi, Coco. That door has been there for like 20 years. It's only primed, it's not painted. We're a big family of procrastinators in the house. Some of you are curious. I do not have my copy of Super Mario RPG HD yet. It has been pre-ordered since September, but the shop is literally in another castle. And when I got my bill for the pre-order at Friday, I was like, they only charged me for the game. They didn't charge me for the shipping. So I waited for them to call me, and they were like, did you want us to ship it to you? And I was like, yes, that's what I told you back in September. I have a witness. We'll have to charge you for the shipping. I am well aware. This is not going to be a surprise for me. So I will get it this week. You'll know because I'll vanish from the surface of the earth. Frickin' Square. They know how to get my money. Most of the time. Because they also made... It's not quite done yet. I think they're only on part 2 of 3 of the remake of Final Fantasy VII, and I was like, eh. But they remake Super Mario RPG, and I'm like all over that. I have the game. I have some digital copies on my Wii U and maybe my Wii, but I'm not sure for the Wii. Like, Coco's Ko-fi is 88% funded, so go there and fund more. People were like, so how do you like Super Mario Bros. Wonder? I did not order it. I did not buy it. I'm waiting for Christmas. But Super Mario RPG, I had to. That was my birthday present from me to me. Load, chat. Load. I will also have some limited prints soon. There we go. Wow, I draw such beautiful doors. Speaking of drawing, there are 3 pages left to Power Trip after that. I'm choking to death. Call 911. Bah. There are 3 pages left to Power Trip. After that, I'm going to be taking a long break off of Power Trip. Mostly to draw Barbarian Queen Charybdis, so everybody will get their book when it's time to ship out. We're still waiting on Lee's cover of Peaches, but I got sick and I was supposed to dress up as Peach, so yeah. Once we know for sure I'm better, I'm going to start looking for that costume. Another example of me going, I love my mom, but... Ooh, some fairies. I'm gonna give you guys more fairies. I don't know if you guys can hear, I'm not the only one getting over that cold. Other than that, anything interesting that happened to you guys artistically this week? Me, it was the bamboo dip pens. Did you guys try anything new? I know yesterday I helped a friend with learning how to shade. Because apparently they got like scared of learning how to shade because their art teacher yelled at them. And now they're in their mid-20s and they don't like to shade because of that. What I do have to say about that is if you're a teacher and you feel the need to yell at your students because they're not learning and not happy with that, said students don't want to apply what you are trying to teach them later in their life, go dig a hole and go hide in it. Because that's not being a teacher, that's being a bully. And if you're an art teacher and you can't instill the love of art in your students, you're not an art teacher, you're an asshole. Speaking of teaching, Paul said something that I feel should be repeated out loud. I'm starting an art program at a youth mental health facility called Patstone. Coco, that's really neat, Paul. I hope it succeeds. We want details. We want details. And it applies to what I was just about saying about how to be a teacher. Yeah, but Shiro, you're not a teacher. You don't know what you're talking about. I know that you teach better if you don't yell at kids. I remember when I took physics back. Thanks you, Coco. I really appreciate that. Well, I mean, it should succeed. It's Paul. But I remember taking my physics class, my 11th grade physics class again in 12th grade. And the teacher got mad at us and like gave us this whole rant on how much we were shitty students and stuff like that for not passing his class. And like these were all the same students as the year before. And all I was thinking was, well, if the entire class failed, maybe the problem is not the students. Like, the entire class, there's not even one person that would have passed because they were smart and could pay attention. I was smart, but I can't pay attention. So if anything, that says more about you than it does about the students. Hey guys, here for a bit. Ah, Joel. Hi, Joel. Physics 101, drop a ball on the ground. Yeah, I was just talking about teachers that scared their students away from actually applying what they were trying to teach. I've been quietly training at Niagara College to become a therapist. I may be able to even help that Joel guy someday. Good luck! Paul, I appreciate the help, but not even Shiro can control me. Cute. This is not the flex you think it is, Joe. The giant squid is our only enemy. Let's see, it's been a while I haven't seen. Will we ever get physical copies of Bootleg Cookie? And then it'll be called Legit Cookie. Yeah, I'm still working on that. It's in the works. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Where I'll get it printed, a budget, see if there's actually a demand, because I'm not printing books if there's not a demand. Not with the price they are. No cage can contain this rat. You're very intimidating, Joel, I promise. I'm sure you're intimidating to someone. Have you considered Amazon's print on demand for printing books? The quality is pretty good. It is one of the options. 1,000-page book, There's a Demand, by us. Yeah, all three of you guys. Paul is fearful of me, hence why he wants to brainwash me with therapy. Oh my god. Therapy is not brainwashing. Don't start with that fear-mongering stuff in my chat. Honestly, my biggest fear, I don't want that. To be brainwashed? Well, nobody really wants to be brainwashed. But therapy is not about brainwashing. If your therapist is trying to brainwash you, fuck off. It's not a good therapist. Like, for example, if they're convinced that you're suicidal when you're not, and trying to convince you you're suicidal, then yeah, fuck off. And then when Bootleg Cookie gets adapted to a movie, you can get Michael Cera to play as you. He's a Canuck after... Please, I'm old. I would have William Shatner play me. We got about the same level of delusion of grandeur. I'll mainly be using art therapy, so it will be fun and you may finally stop wetting the bed. Paul is sassy today. I like that. Michael Cera is old too, he's 30. Alright, that's it. You're getting the squid. It's hard to believe he's that old. He looks like he's 20. I look like I'm 20. Twice. Speaking of, I watched the Scott Pilgrim show on Netflix. Not exactly what I had in mind, but when I do ever get... But when do I ever get what I want? But it wasn't totally bad. People are just too dramatic. I have never read the books, never watched the movie, don't plan on watching the Netflix thing. Like, I really gotta be really into something for me to actually watch it. Like, when Nimona came out, I really liked her. So I actually watched the movie, and the movie was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I could relate, honestly. But Scott Pilgrim's not one of mine. It's good to have Joel visit. I've missed Squiddy. I barely look my age. I got stopped sometimes by police thinking I'm still a high schooler. This part Joel is not kidding. This part Joel is very serious. I know what Joel looks like, and he does look much younger than his actual age. That's why I call him Free Joel, because he's a little bean. Look, Joel, it's your favorite part. I'm inking. Netflix, when are we getting a live-action movie for DQ11? When you actually finish the game... I know you didn't finish it, you told me yourself. Is Shiro wearing VR headset at night? You think I got VR headset money? I am currently financing a pencil sharpener through you guys. This is a sleep mask. And yeah, I do got the drooling gloom mount. I do drool when I sleep. If I'm very tired, I drool. Yeah, Virtual Boy money. I mean, I didn't manage to pay for Super Mario RPG HD, so yeah, I do have Virtual Boy money. You need a mouth guard. I do, actually. Especially recently, I realize I've been waking up, sleeping on my back, and I'm usually a side sleeper. And when I sleep on my back, my mouth opens, and then I drool all over the place. And I wake up with a chronically dry mouth, and it's not fun. Other things that I believe are not fun, constantly being yelled at from the top of the stairs for something. I have a phone, call me. You have a very aggressive voice. Might as well color that mask black because that happened a while ago. I changed my mask since then because the inside was all unglued and it was pushing on my eyes. And I don't like that. That's not comfortable. When will you buy me Legend of Zelda Game & Watch? Well, that would require you to be a good boy, and you're not been really good at that. Okay, why? I don't know what's going on with my fill tool. Wink Waker for Switch. Wink Waker? I don't know what is going on. I don't see that many open lines. So I don't know what's going on with my fill tool. I guess that's enough when no worries. I can extort other people to buy me Christmas presents. Yeah. How about extorting people that actually have money? That's my... There we go. Now it's going to work. I am an idiot. Ho 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 ho. I forgot to merge my two ink layers together, and the second ink layer was not set on reference. I think it's clear I'm still a little bit sick. The irony here is that I never shade Bootleg Cookie, and I went ahead and gave somebody a shading lesson yesterday. That is hypocrisy. Poor relaxation, you don't say. Well, you guys need to see this. This is the image for this song. I would not relax if this was staring at me the entire time. This is why catch lights in the eyes and, you know, actual eyebrows is very important in your art. I know I have no eyebrows. I don't shave them, they're just blonde, but I understand it makes me look a little unsettling. That's why I draw them on when I have interviews where my face is going to be seen. Because apparently when I dye my hair brown, I look meaner. So to assert dominance, I draw my eyebrows on for interviews. Sorry, but I just could not believe the audacity of telling me that I look meaner when I dye my hair brown. And the girl was happy to see me go back to my natural blonde. I'm not a natural blonde. I'm glad you went back to your natural color, because when you dye your hair brown, you look meaner. It's not the color of my hair that makes me mean. It's comments like that. So what's your natural color? Platinum? Brown. What? My natural hair color's brown. This was bleached twice. But your eyebrows are so pale. That's genetics. Never talked to me again after that for some odd reason. A lot of people like to think they're friends with me and ask me for one favor and then I never see them again. Joel just extorted me online, so now I have to buy him a present. Yeah, I can see it from here. Please, please, please. I'm not saying Joel is weak. I'm saying Joel knows his strengths. Now, here's an interesting question. What is something you know, like, you know how it's supposed to work, but when it comes time to apply it, suddenly it makes no sense? Like, on paper you understand how it's supposed to work, but you try to apply it, and then you just zone out because it just doesn't register. Me, clearly, it's, perspective lines. I have done art with actual real perspective lines during art class, but I can't seem to apply them. And like, I have tutorials. I have read tons of tutorials. I have some perspective tutorials in my How to Draw Manga books. I've watched YouTube videos. I've checked out art PDFs. There's nothing I didn't really do, and I still can't apply these frickin' things. So it's not just a thing of I'm bad at cars. It's a thing of there is this one thing that is actually really simple that just doesn't work. I cannot understand it to save my life. So what is that thing artistically for you guys? Like something that you don't understand that you don't understand that you don't understand, you know? Like you're baffled that you don't understand it. We're almost done already. See that? That's a professional. Right there, we're almost done already. Y'all are awfully quiet. Was that too vulnerable a question to answer? This works better if I actually color my eye. That's why we always do a last look over. There we go. I can't remember your question. I'm... Load chat. I'm going senile. Well, the first step is to admit it, Paul. Admit what? There, we are good for now. Oh, Lord. More pizza. For fuck's sakes, Mom. Can't you order a lasagna for a change or something? So I just found out I'm on supper pickup duty through text. At least I appreciate she actually texts me instead of screaming at me from the top of the stairs. An effort is being made. Therefore, as with every end of stream, extra special caramel drizzle gold covered thanks to our supporters Amber B. Paul K. Miss Enovis, David F. Marianne J. Carl Bloke. Next weekend, I do believe, yeah, it's going to be the usual bootleg cookie at live stream at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time, not your time. That was a fun show. It was good to see everyone today. The comic looks awesome. Shiro, thanks, Paul. I would say hope you guys had fun watching me draw this, but it's clear you guys did have fun watching me draw this. There's 5 of you, after all. A lot of you are shy. You guys are allowed to talk. That's why I got the chat up. And I'll see you guys next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know. I don't know your life. I love you all. And bye-bye.